again, and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave, and this is another video in the series taking a look at guitars in my collection, ones you see me using on YouTube videos and hanging up on the wall in the studio here. Quite a few of the videos in this series so far, they've been sort of like custom guitars, like that Fender custom shop that was built for me a year or so back, Thompson custom behind me, and even that thin line telly, the one that I built myself. So I thought it's about time we looked at something that was bog standard, off the peg stock guitar, and today the guitar in question is this one. It's a Fender 60s Baja Tele. The Baja Tele, first glance it just looks like a bog standard Telecaster, but there's a few little tricks up its sleeve as regards the pickup switching that give it that little bit extra. The Baja series, it's no more. It's kind of been discontinued and replaced by another model range from Fender. But back when the Baja was a thing, there was the 50s style, which you can tell because it has a one-piece maple neck, or this one, which is the 60s style, which has a slab rosewood fingerboard. This one's a 2016 model, so it kind of predates the CITES issues, so it is rosewood rather than power ferrule. So the thing that sets this Telecaster apart from like a regular Telecaster is in the pickup switching. It looks like a regular Telecaster at first glance, but if you look carefully at that volume control, you can see it's got a little push switch, what Fender call the S1 switch, in the middle there, and what looks like a normal pickup selector is actually 4 position rather than the 3 position you would normally expect to find on a Tele. So what does that give us? Well, we've got all the usual Telecaster sounds plus some extra ones. Back in position number 1 is just the bridge pickup on its own. Position number 2, we get the bridge and the middle together, which is one of the more modern Telecaster sounds. Up until like mid to late 60s, standard Telecaster wiring, you didn't have this, but since I think it's about 67, what we class as the middle position on pickup selector gives you the 2 pickups together. And the next position along, position 3, is just the neck pickup on its own. So what about that extra position there, position 4? Well, when you heard both pickups together in position 2, you were hearing them sort of like normal sort of pickup wiring, which would be in parallel. Position 4 is both pickups together, but rather than being in parallel, they're in series. So that's a little bit thicker sound. I'm not going to say humbucker type sound, but it is a little bit different to the regular setting where you've got the 2 pickups together in parallel. So what about the S1 switch? Now the S1 switch works to change the phase of one of the pickups when you're using the 2 together, so it only really works in position 2 and position 4. So in position 2, without the S1 switch, you've got the regular sound. Of the 2 pickups in parallel. Put the S1 switch down and one of those goes out of phase. Little bit more stratty, if you think it's getting more towards like position 2 on a Strat set, where you've got the bridge in the middle, reverse wound middle pickup working together, and position 4 with the 2 pickups in series and one of them out of phase, you get something very, very distinctive. So a little bit different, probably my least favourite sound on the guitar, but it does have its place, and when you need that kind of sound, it works particularly well. What else can I tell you? Well, let's have a listen to it on a couple of sounds just over with a bit more overdrive. So really should have my pedal board in front of me rather than off to one side, but this is how it sounds with a bit of extra dirt in the signal. So as you can hear, it's a very, very versatile guitar in terms of the sounds that come out of it. Really comfortable to play. It's a like classic 60s style sort of C profile neck. No belly contours or arm contours. It's that slabby sort of Telecaster body. So not the most comfortable guitar to play, but that's part of the Telecaster charm, really. It's a really, really lively guitar. I mean, just unplugged. It's got quite a bright sound. It's got some nice solid brass saddles, you know, the classic 3 saddles rather than individual ones, one per string. You get a bit extra mass, something extra to catch the vibration and keep the sound alive in the guitar. I absolutely love it. The only thing I guess I'm not mad keen on is the finish. For all it's a 60s style guitar, it's finished in poly lacquer rather than nitro, but that's kind of not unusual nowadays. Poly is quite widely used just for economics. It's much more cost effective for manufacturers to use. So it doesn't have the same sort of like tactile feel that a nitro guitar, like say my custom shop Strat has got. And I'm not mad keen on the colour. It doesn't always show up too well on camera. This is classed as faded sonic blue, so it's actually just a slightly off blue colour, but when I was at the shop it was the only one they had, and it just really caught my imagination. I really like the guitar, and kind of, well, I can live with the colour. I don't hate it, I'm just not mad keen on it. And there's just something about a Telecaster. It's funny, I was having a conversation with somebody, it was a little while after I got that custom shop Strat, and I was just kind of talking about it, you know, how much I was enjoying playing it, but comparing that Strat to say like my Williams Evo, because on paper I was kind of saying, well, on paper the Williams Evo is better, you know, just in terms of the quality of the construction. I mean, the Fender custom shop quality of construction is really, really top notch, but it's kind of going with a more vintage vibe, so it's got like vintage style tuners, whereas like the Evo there, it's got very, very modern tuners. It's got a slightly more precise feel to them. It's as opposed to like the vintage trem, which has certain idiosyncrasies. That Wilkinson trem is absolutely spot on. I was kind of, well, you know, if I had to go and say, well, which is like the better guitar, I could have this debate, and says, but there'd still be part of me saying, well, you know, I'm going to go and play somewhere. Do I take the Strat? Do I take the Williams? Do I take the Strat? Do I take the Williams? There'd be this little voice in the back of my head saying, to be honest, you could just take the Telecaster. It's really, really versatile. It just, like, Telecasters cover so many bases. They are like, you know, really like the quintessential electric guitar. And this one is just superbly executed. It's made in the Mexico factory, but it is designed by the Fender Custom Shop. It's got the little badge on the heel plate there, Fender Custom Shop designed. So it's a standard Mexico factory guitar, but with that custom shop influence. And as such, it wasn't the cheapest guitar. For a Mexican, I think it was the most expensive non-signature guitar to come out of the Mexican factory. But I think it's worth every penny. It's a really, really versatile, really useful guitar, and there's times just pick it up and you just want to play it. It's really, really cool. So there you go, the Fender 60s Baja Telecaster. Hope you found that interesting. If you did, please click like down there. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see other videos that I post onto the channel, then please click subscribe, also down there. You're welcome to leave a comment, but I don't always see comments left on videos. If you've got a specific question you want to ask me, whether it's about guitar gear, music theory, playing, anything at all, you're better off going here, filling that form in and sending your question in that way. That way I'm guaranteed to see it, and I can get around to answering your question in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.